Dear friends, in this video I am going to discuss about stepper motors. I am Dr. R. Srinivasan, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, RVS College of Engineering, Dindigul. So what is a stepper motor? So stepper motor is a motor which provides output in the form of discrete angular motion increments. In common, electrical motors are going to provide a rotary motion, a continuous rotary motion, but a stepper motor is going to provide a discrete motion, a discrete angular motion. It is not going to be a continuous angular motion, it is only a discrete angular motion. So the stepper motor is actuated by a series of discrete electrical pulses. For every pulse, the stepper motor is going to rotate a single step. That's why it is called as a stepper motor. So the stepper motor is going to provide an angular movement. That is what we are calling it as a step or step angle. For every pulse, the stepper motor is going to move a step angle. So stepper motors are normally used for light load applications and in particular the open loop systems, because stepper motors don't have any feedback, so they are basically used in open loop systems or open loop drives for robots. So we'll see first the simple working of a stepper motor, then we'll go into the types of stepper motor. In a stepper motor, any kind of motor, we are having two elements. One is called a stator and another one is rotor. The stator is going to be the static element and the rotor is going to be the rotating element. So here you see there are two things. This is actually the stator. This stator is actually the stator. This four are the stators. So this stator is made up of four electromagnetic poles. That means they are having windings. When they are providing electric current, they get energized and they become magnet. That's why it is called as electromagnetic poles. So there are four electromagnetic poles. This is the stator. And there is a rotor. This rotor is a two-pole permanent magnet. So stator is an electromagnetic pole and the rotor is going to be the permanent magnet, two-pole permanent magnet. Now, if the electromagnetic stator poles are activated, then this permanent magnet rotor is going to rotate. So how it is done? So you see in this diagram, this is actually the stator poles. Now the poles 1 and 3 are activated or energized and 2 and 4 are in the switch off conditions. Okay, so these two are on condition and these two are in the off condition. Okay, so this is these two 1 and 3 are energized. So now this rotor, the rotor is having, this is the north pole and this is the south pole, and the stator pole also, this becomes the south and this becomes north, and because of that this rotor gets aligned with the stator. So this is first step. So the rotor comes in alignment with the stator. The next step, or in the second position, now 1 and 3 is switched off and 2 and 4 are energized, or 2 and 4, the current is provided in 2 and 4. Now 2 becomes south and 4 becomes north. So what will happen? This rotor, because this is north pole, now this is not energized condition, so this is now south pole. So this north gets attracted by the south and this tries to rotate. And similarly here also, if you take in the other side also, the south get attracted by the north. So what will happen? This rotor is going to take a rotation. How much it is going to rotate? it is going to rotate 90 degree rotation angle. So the step angle in this stepper motor is 90 degree. Again, the next step we are going to energize in a different way. So now again, this is second step and this is the third step. Again 1 and 3 are energized and 2 and 4 are in the switch off condition. So now this 1 becomes north and 3 becomes south. So again the same principle. The north is getting attracted towards this south and this south is attracted towards this north. So again another rotation, that is again another 90 degree rotation. So similar way it continues. So for every time by switching on and switching off the poles, we are making the rotor to rotate. So this each rotation is going to be one step angle. In this case the step angle is 90 degree. By rapidly switching the current to the stator electronically, it is possible to make the motion of the rotor appear continuous. So by providing the current electronically to the stator by switching on and switching off operation, we can make the motion appears as continuous. It is not actually a continuous motion, it is a discrete motion, but we can make it as a it appears as a continuous motion. If the stators are excited in the reverse sequence, so this is what we are going to excite in a particular sequence. Because of that, the rotor is going to rotate in the clockwise direction. The stators are excited in the reverse sequence. The direction of rotation would be counterclockwise, or the direction of rotation of the rotor is going to be anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So now to improvise the resolution of the stepper motor, we have to decrease the step angle, or smaller the step angle, the resolution is good. So the smaller step angle provides smoother operation due to the increased resolution. So by decreasing the or by getting smaller step angle, we can increase the resolution of the motor. So how it can be done? The resolution of the stepper motor can be improved or increased by half stepping process or micro stepping process. So there are two stepping methods: full stepping, half stepping, micro stepping. What we have seen already is full stepping. To increase the resolution, we have to go for half stepping or micro stepping. So this is half stepping process. So it is similar to the previous full stepping. The only thing is there is a small difference. First we are energizing A, and the rotor lines up with A. So you can see here, this is south pole, this is north pole, it is lines up with A. Now keeping A phase on, this poles on in the on condition, we are going to energize the next poles also, that is the B also. So what will happen? So A is also in energized condition, B is also in energized condition. So this pole, the north pole, is equally attracted by this as well as this as well as this. So it will move to, or it will move from this point to this point, or it will lie in between these two. The rotor is equally attracted to both and A and B, and it lines up in the middle. It lines up in the middle. So in the previous case, in the full stepping process, what you have seen is this is going to line up with this. So the step angle what we are getting is 90 degree, but in this case it is going to lie up in the middle, that is the step angle is 45 degree. Now again A is turned off and then B is left in the energized condition. It will line up with B. So this from this 45 degree to again this horizontal position, that means again another 45 degree. This will be continued, and every time we are going to keep one phase on, and then we are going to keep two phase on, and again the same thing is going to be repeated. By that we are getting half the step angle. What we are getting in the full step process is full step angle. Here the rotor is going to lie in between, and by that actually we are getting the off step angle. This is called as off stepping process. The next one is the micro stepping process. Micro stepping, we are going to reduce the step angle further. We are getting very smaller step angles. The reason is, we already know, the smaller the step, higher is the resolution. So here we are using two sine waves. You can see here there are two sine waves, and these two sine waves are 90 degrees apart. So this is one sine wave and this is the second sine wave, which is having a difference of 90 degree. 90 degree difference, 90 degree phase shift. So this is applied, these two sine waves are applied to phase A as well as phase B. So what will happen? So this A, now we can say apply phase A current to phase A and phase B current to phase B. So in A it is now in the maximum position. A, which is having actually the maximum position, and P is almost at the zero condition. Okay, initially A is at the maximum position, B is at the zero condition. So at that time the rotor will line up with phase A. Slowly what happened? Phase A falls down or decreases, and phase B is continuously growing. Okay, this is decreasing and this is increasing, right? So what will happen? This rotor tries to move slowly towards B, because this current is rising, it increases, the phase B is rising or phase B increases. So by that actually the rotor is going to move towards B in very small steps. When the B reaches maximum, A becomes 0. So when the B reaches maximum, now the rotor lines up with B. So this is happening at very smaller steps, because A is continuously decreasing and B is continuously increasing. It moves slowly, and when it reaches at this point, actually when it the angle is going to be very small, and when it reaches this maximum point, that is phase B, now it is getting aligned with B. So this process is continuous. This is called as micro stepping. So for getting very smaller step angle, we are going for micro stepping by using two sine wave currents. One is given to A and another one is given to B. By that we are getting the micro stepping. The next one is, what are all the types of stepper motor available? There are three types of stepper motors. One is permanent magnet type, variable reluctance type, third one is the hybrid type. So far what we have discussed is permanent magnet type. So this is permanent magnet type, second one is variable reluctance, third one is hybrid. So this is a permanent magnet stepper motor. So here the stator consists of windings. You can see here the stator consists of windings, and the rotor is having a permanent magnetic poles. So now by energizing this stator, this rotor is going to rotate. Okay, so this is similar to the previous principle. So by providing electric current to this coils, they will become magnetized, and because of that this permanent magnet is going to be getting attracted, and because of that the rotor is going to move or rotate. But the step angle obtained from this permanent magnet stepper motor is larger. Normally it is around 3.6 degrees, and even 1.8 degrees step angles are available. Normally it is 3.6 degrees. That is 100 steps per revolution. In a revolution, this is going to be 360 degrees. So for any step angle is 3.6 degrees. Hence the step angle is 3.6 degrees. The number of steps required is equal to 100 per revolution. So the permanent magnet stepper motor, the major advantage is they can provide greater flex and torque. But one issue with the permanent magnet motor is because a permanent magnet is rotated inside the stator coils, this is going to produce a back EMF in the stator windings which resists the input voltage. So already we are providing an input voltage to the windings, but because of the rotation of this permanent magnet, another EMF, this is what we are calling this back EMF, that is also going to produce. This is going to resist the input EMF or input voltage. So because of that, the maximum speed gets limited. So which limits the maximum speed. Therefore, when high speeds are required, motors with variable reluctance are preferred over motors with permanent magnets. So when you are going for higher speeds, then the next choice is variable reluctance instead of permanent magnet stepper motor. So in variable reluctance stepper motor, again we are having stator windings similar to the PM type stator windings, but the rotor is a toothed metal. It is toothed, but it is not a magnet. It is made up of metal. It is not permanently magnetized. It is going to be only a metal piece, a toothed metal piece. So by energizing the coil or by energizing the stator windings, this will become electromagnet which pulls the rotor towards it. So the rotation of variable reluctance stepping motor is produced by energizing individual windings. Since the rotor is toothed metal and not magnetic, there is no back EMF. So in the permanent magnet type, there is a back EMF that is not there in the case of variable reluctance stepper motor. That is the added advantage of variable reluctance stepper motor. So when the winding is energized, current flows in the windings. Because of that, magnetic poles are created which attracts the metal tooth of the rotor. The rotor moves one step to align the offset tooth to the energized winding. So whenever there is a coil gets energized or winding gets energized, this is going to align with this. So when the phases are going to switch on continuously, the rotor is going to rotate in a continuous way. That is, every time for every pulse it is going to move for one single step and it is going to provide a continuous movement. So variable reluctance motor, when we are comparing with permanent magnet motor, they are producing lesser torque, but at high speeds in a permanent magnet motor there is a back EMF which reduces the speed, but that is not there in this case. Even at higher motor speeds there is no torque drop off, but that is there in permanent magnet motor. That is not available in variable reluctance. In variable reluctance motors, the torque drop off at higher motor speeds is less. So by that, this can be used for mid to high speed applications. They are often a better choice than the permanent magnet motor. But one major drawback is having relatively high noise levels. So they are not suitable for applications where noise is a concern. And the third one, it is called as hybrid stepper motor. So it is a combination of variable reluctance and permanent magnet type motors. So it is a combination of both of them. Both the previous two, it is a combination of previous two, that is the permanent magnet and the variable reluctance. So here, one thing is, here this is the stator and this is the rotor. Both are having teeth. That is, stator and tooth are multi-toothed. So this is stator and this is the rotor. Both are having teeth. So in this, there is an axially magnetized rotor. That is, one end is magnetized as North Pole, the another end is magnetized as South Pole. And these two magnets are closed by means of a cup, a toothed rotor cup. And the cups are offset by half of a tooth pitch. So you can see here, this is north and this is south. And these both tooth cups having an offset of half of a tooth pitch. So rotation of hybrid stepper motor is produced with the same control method as a permanent magnet stepper motor, by energizing individual windings in a positive or negative direction. So by energizing the coils, this rotor is going to rotate. This is also a permanent magnet, so it is going to rotate. So when a winding is energized, the north and south pole are created depending on the polarity of the current flowing. These generated poles attract the permanent poles of the rotor. Because the rotor is also a permanent magnet, it is going to get attracted when the poles differ, they are going to get attracted. But because of its finer rotor teeth, it produces very smaller step angle when compared with permanent magnet type. So it is producing a very smaller step angle. So the advantages of hybrid motors are smaller steps, have greater torque, and they have greater maximum speeds. So all the advantages it is having high resolution by providing smaller steps, greater torque it can provide greater speeds also. But one disadvantage is, obviously it is going to be more complex system and it is expensive. So we are comparing the stepper motors. So the stepper motor characteristics: permanent magnet, variable reluctance, hybrid. We are considering the step angle, it is nearly about 7.5 degree or larger. The variable reluctance, it is 1.8 degree or smaller variable reluctance. Hybrid, it is again 1.8 degree or smaller. Output torque, permanent magnet is going to provide a moderate torque, but variable reluctance, the torque is low, and in the hybrid it is high. The pulse rate or speed, it can provide pulse rate, by that actually the speed can be controlled. The pulse rate is low in the case of permanent magnet. Variable reluctance, it is high, and hybrid it is high. So if the pulse rate is high, then the speed what we can achieve is more. Acceleration and response. So how well it is getting accelerated, and a quicker response or slow response, like that. So in the permanent magnet, the response is going to be very slow. The variable reluctance as well as hybrid motors having fast response. The noise level, permanent magnet is a quiet motor. A variable reluctance, it causes a lot of noise, that is loud, and hybrid is also, it's a quiet motor. So micro step, which is possible with permanent magnet. Variable reluctance, it is not possible. And if you are taking the hybrid type, again it is possible. And if you are taking the design, PR motors, that is permanent magnet motors, are simple, variable reluctance are moderate, and hybrids are complex. So we discussed so far the three types of stepper motors and how we can reduce the step angle by using half stepping or micro stepping methods. Thank you.